A long time ago, in a beautiful palace in England, there lived a young queen named Victoria. She was crowned queen at the age of 18. Victoria was kind, smart, and strong, but she often felt lonely. Being the queen of a big country was not easy. She had many responsibilities, but she had no one to share her feelings with. Victoria wanted someone who could understand her, someone who would love her, not because she was a queen, but because of the person she was. She dreamed of finding a true companion. One day, Victoria's uncle invited a young prince named Albert to visit the palace. Albert was Victoria's cousin, and he came from Germany. He was tall, handsome, and kind. He had a warm smile and a sharp mind. When Victoria saw Albert for the first time, her heart skipped a beat. Albert was not just good-looking. He was also gentle, humble, and caring. He treated everyone with respect, whether they were rich or poor. Albert and Victoria spent time talking, laughing, and learning about each other. Albert was not only charming, but also very intelligent. He shared Victoria's love for art, music, and books. Victoria felt a connection she had never felt before. As days turned into weeks, Victoria realized that she was falling in love with Albert. She admired his honesty, kindness, and strong character. Albert also felt the same way about Victoria. In 1839, after spending time together and growing close, Victoria proposed to Albert. As a queen, it was her duty to propose first. Albert accepted her proposal with joy, and their engagement was announced. The whole country celebrated. People loved the idea of their young queen finding true love. On February 10th, 1840, Victoria and Albert got married. Their wedding was grand and beautiful. Victoria wore a stunning white dress, starting the tradition of brides wearing white. The wedding was attended by people from all over the world. Victoria was overjoyed. She wrote in her diary, "I never spent such an evening. My dearest Albert's love and kindness gave me feelings of heavenly love and happiness." After their wedding, Albert moved to England to live with Victoria. They became not only husband and wife, but also best friends. Victoria and Albert were inseparable. They did everything together. They loved going for walks in the garden, reading books, and playing music. They had 9 children whom they adored. Albert helped Victoria with her work as queen. He gave her advice on important matters and supported her in every decision. Victoria often said that Albert made her a better person and a stronger ruler. Albert also worked hard for the country. He supported science, education, and industry. He encouraged the Great Exhibition of 1851, which showcased the best of art, science, and technology from around the world. In 1861, Albert fell seriously ill. Victoria stayed by his side, hoping and praying for his recovery. But despite everyone's efforts, Albert passed away on December 14th, 1861. He was only 42 years old. Victoria was heartbroken. She lost not only her husband, but also her closest friend and greatest supporter. She wrote in her diary, "How I, who leaned on him for everything, can go on without him is beyond me." After Albert's death, Victoria wore black for the rest of her life to show her grief. She avoided public appearances and lived a very quiet life for many years. She focused on her duties as queen and her children, but never stopped missing Albert. To honor Albert's memory, Victoria worked hard to continue his projects. She established charities, schools, and hospitals in his name. She also built statues and monuments to remember him, the most famous being the Albert Memorial in London. Even though Victoria lived for 40 years after Albert's death, she never stopped loving him. Their letters, diaries, and portraits show how deeply they cared for each other. Victoria became one of the longest reigning monarchs in history, ruling for 63 years. Her love for Albert inspired many people, and their story became a symbol of true love and partnership. Today, the love story of Queen Victoria and Prince Albert continues to be celebrated. Their devotion to each other and their shared vision for a better world left a lasting impact. Victoria and Albert showed the world that love is not just about romance. It is about respect, support, and building something meaningful together. Their story is a reminder that true love can inspire greatness and endure, even in the face of loss.